It's 13 questions on Chicago trivia with my friends Mo and Brenda Martinez from Patreon. This is Trivia with Buds. What it be? And welcome to another episode of the Trivia with Buds podcast. I'm your host, Ryan Buds. Thanks for checking out my show. If you like trivia, you're in the right place. And maybe you stumbled across this show on your travel to and from the Big Geek Bowl in Las Vegas this past weekend. Shout out to my friend Russ Friedewald and his trivia army that won the big first place there at the Geek Bowl. I just recently even found out what the Geek Bowl was. So check it out. Just Google Geek Bowl Las Vegas. You'll find a bunch of cool pictures and posts and all kinds of stuff about the event. And I'm definitely going to try and go next year. It's basically like this giant Geeks Who Drink trivia tournament, and there's like thousands of dollars in prizes, and a lot goes to charity. So a lot of good stuff happening there. And Russ Friedewald, who is a Patreon subscriber to this show and a pal of mine over on Facebook now, he won. So congrats. I'm going to have him on the show soon to kind of talk about how that all went down and how the questions were. So if you like that kind of thing, get ready for Russ. Also, today, get ready for some Chicago trivia. I got 10 questions for married couple Mo and Brenda Martinez, who are Patreon subscribers of this show and are just a ton of fun. They're very active over in the Discord app chat. And if you donate $1 or more on patreon.com/trivia with buds, you could join us over there and all of our trivia banter. These two are tons of fun, and Brenda's a big reader, and Mo is a big Chicago tour guide kind of a guy, and he writes a lot of trivia questions for a company in Chicago as well. So lots of good stuff in this one. It's a long 20-minute episode, a little bit longer than our episodes as of late, but I think you will enjoy it. We're going to jump into those 10 questions with Brenda and Mo right now. Here we go. Sitting here on a phone call with my two pals in Chicago, where I understand it's about 13 degrees, which I feel pretty good about because it's probably like 60 here in California. I'm talking to Mo Martinez and Brenda Martinez. What's up, guys?
Hi.
Hey, what's up?
Hey, thanks for being on the show. You guys have been big supporters of mine for a while, so I just wanted to thank you over the phone for joining on the Patreon very early on. And it's very rare and very cool that both of you live in one household but subscribe separately to the Patreon. So thank you so much.
No problem at all.
Yeah, it's really cool.
Very cool. Now, Mo, you are a trivia host as well, right? Or you just write trivia for trivia hosts?
Just writing. I used to host, but
Gotcha.
Now I just for like the past 2-3 years now, I've just been writing because it's kind of hard to go out and host when you got a family at home sometimes.
Yeah, man. I know all about it. What are your favorite kind of rounds to write? Like, what's a unique one you came up with recently that you had fun coming up with?
Nothing too much recently, but my favorite stuff to do are the audio rounds.
Oh, yeah.
And yeah, like those have been the absolute best. Like I would write. I actually did a round on like Chicago bands a while back. So just like a bunch of Chicago artists where I'll play about 15 seconds of a clip, and they'd have to name the artist and the song.
Gotcha.
Some of it was obscure, some of it was pretty good. But stuff like that are like metal covers of like really popular songs.
I love that. And so when you're preparing that for the company you work for, the host that you work for, are you cutting all those tracks and making audio files and all that stuff, or you just give them the idea of it and then they have to figure out all that?
Oh, no, I literally, like, our hosts literally just take our PowerPoint presentations and we're set up in, like, a bunch of different bars. So,
Gotcha.
we take what we have and all of it's clipped and everything. Picture clues are set up. They just have to literally play it. It helps them if they obviously read a little bit before, look through it beforehand so they're not going in blind. But,
Sure. That's a good way of doing it. Very cool. And Brenda, are you a host or more of just a trivia connoisseur?
I just really like trivia. I definitely not much for hosting.
Did you and Mo meet under any trivial circumstances?
It's funny when you say trivial, per se, not very trivia based, but the circumstance.
Yeah.
That's
I don't
awesome.
know if we should go into that right now.
Well, put it this way: there's a bar in East Chicago. There was a bar in East Chicago, Indiana, that I was frequenting, even though I wasn't 21, and she was 21.
Yeah.
Over
21. and we kind of met there, and
Let's just say I'm a generous drunk.
That's the start of a lot of good relationships, I think.
I will say this lasted a lot longer than we originally intended that night.
Oh, that's amazing. That's awesome. And now you got a family together, and you guys are raising a daughter named Annabelle, who's also the name of my daughter, spelled a little differently, but we have that in common. That's pretty cool, right?
It is, and this girl is hilarious.
And how old is your Annabelle?
8.
8 years old. Okay, so they're about 4 years apart. My daughter will say, the other day I said, she goes, "What are you doing?" I go, "I'm sending some stuff to my friends." And I go, "They have a daughter named Annabelle." And she goes, "Oh, another Annabelle. I got to meet her." And I was like, "Yeah, we got to set that up. So that'll be cool."
She would love that.
Quick side story about East Chicago that just popped in my head. I opened for a clown when I did a lot of stand-up in the Midwest, and his name was, I don't know, Grumpy the Clown or Frumpy the Clown. He was like a real alcoholic drunk clown. I can't think of his name off the top of my head, but it was at a bar that you could smoke in East Chicago in probably 2007. And it was pretty wild. What I'm trying to say is I wish I would have met my future wife there as well, Mo.
I always hoped that you were going to say that the clown's name was Homie the Clown.
Oh, yeah. You got to watch out. You got to watch out because he don't play that. Guys, we are going to jump into some questions. Mo requested this topic. He said, "What about some Chicago trivia since we're all kind of from Chicago?" And I said, "Let's do it." So we are going to do 10 questions on Chicago, and you guys are going to kind of battle in this. This will be a good old-fashioned battle of the spouses today. And we'll ask 10 questions, and you're going to buzz in with a Chicago-related word. I thought this one would be fun, bean, because of the giant metal bean in Millennium Park.
Okay.
So when you know the answer, you got to wait for the whole thing to be read. You're going to buzz in with the word bean. Whoever gets more right out of the 10 will be crowned champion. And I will send you a little something extra in the rewards for March. Okay. Something Chicago related. That's what I'll find. I'll find something cool.
Oh, yes.
There you go. All right. Any questions before we begin?
Nope. I think we're ready.
All right. Here we go. This is question number 1 for Chicago trivia. Buzz it in with the word bean. The World's Columbian Exposition was a World's Fair held in Chicago from May until October in what year?
Bean.
That was very close, but I'm going to say Brenda. Brenda was a little louder, so I'm going to say Brenda.
Yeah. 1893.
It was 1893. Nice job. That guy, what's his name? H.H. Holmes. He was murdering all kinds of people.
Yep.
They're making a movie or a Hulu series with Leonardo DiCaprio. Did you see that?
That's been going on for 10 years now?
Yeah, but I think I think Hulu bought it. So it's Martin Scorsese and Leonardo DiCaprio, and I think it's like a 10-episode series. So that'll be interesting.
Great. The
Yeah.
book was amazing.
Yeah, that's what I hear. You're a big reader. What is the last good book you read?
Wait, say that again?
What was the last cool book you read?
You from the Netflix series.
You from the Netflix series. I was like, you read my book? I don't have a book. Not yet. I have this cool idea for a book. You guys want to hear it?
Sure.
So it'd be like a trivia book. So each chapter would have a trivia quiz, but there'd be a story about something that happened to me in my life that then goes into trivia on a subject. So for example, like I just did a show with the LA Lakers that was kind of super random. And it was like under these very weird circumstances. So I was like, I could tell that story in the book. And then at the end of the chapter, there's like a 10-question quiz on the Lakers. So it gives you, if you're a trivia fan, a reason to play the trivia, but also like this interesting story that kind of goes with it. What are your thoughts on that?
I like that.
Yeah, that's pretty solid, man. It's
Very
kinda
cool.
What the beginning of your podcast was like originally too, because you always had these kind of like stories that would lead into what you're doing.
Yeah. I wish I did that. It's hard to do that every single day. And when I am able to do it now, I'm like, man, that was a pretty good one. But it's harder, especially with time and stuff, to always find a way to kind of tie it together. But I do need to try and do that more often. So there you go. All right, good job. Brenda's up 1 point. Here's question number 2. Which of these sitcoms did not take place in Chicago? Was it Family Matters, Keenan and Kel, Samantha Who, or Caroline in the City?
Bean.
Brenda.
Caroline in the City?
It was Caroline in the City. Nice job. It was that was a sitcom that took place in Manhattan, and it starred Leah Thompson as a cartoonist. All the other 3 shows were Chicago-based, which I didn't realize. I didn't realize Kenan and Kel was Chicago until I looked it up.
Yeah, I didn't either.
I wouldn't have guessed that at all.
There you go.
Caroline in the City sounds like it was made up.
Yeah.
I watched it.
Yeah, Caroline in the City does sound like it's like a cartoonist in Manhattan. Like I could have just made that up right then. The girl from Howard the Duck moves to Manhattan. All right. Here's number 3. What celebrity couple had a baby named Chicago, January 18th, 2018? Mo.
I want to say it's Kanye and Kim.
Yep, Kim and Kanye. Nice job. Kim and Kanye West, or Kim Kardashian and Kanye West. Either way, you got it. Nailed it. Are you a fan of either of them?
No, not really.
There you go. That's good. That's why we're friends. All right. Number 4. What Chicago landmark sits at 600 East Grand and features a 196-foot-tall ride?
Bean.
Brenda.
Navy Pier.
It is Navy Pier. Do you know the ride?
Yeah, the Ferris wheel.
The Ferris wheel. Have you been on that?
Oh, too many times.
Too many times. I have a wife who's scared of Ferris wheels, which is a weird thing. She doesn't mind heights, but she hates Ferris wheels. I don't know why.
The new one she might actually dig because it's actually enclosed as opposed to before. It was like a traditional Ferris wheel. It was like open.
Oh, yeah. Maybe she would. That's a good point. I wonder if she would, like the Vegas one, right? That's enclosed. There's like a bar on one of them and stuff.
Oh, I'll do that one. Why can't they do that at Navy Pier?
That would be pretty sweet. All right. It is 3-1. Mo needs some more points to catch up. Here's number 5. The movie The Breakup takes place in Chicago. Who are the male and female leads of the film?
Bean.
Brenda.
Jennifer Aniston. Oh, God. I forgot to do his name.
Oh, you get a timer, please.
We'll give you 3 seconds.
I could just see his unrested face.
Unrested is the perfect word for that. All right, Mo, for the steal.
Jennifer Aniston and Vince Vaughn.
Nice job. Mo comes in, and now it's 2-3. Well done. All right. That was, I think I tried to be an extra in that movie. There were a lot of movies around 2005 that I was an extra in. Batman Begins, and Stranger Than Fiction with Will Ferrell. And nice. I think The Long Shots, which was with Keke Palmer and Ice Cube. I think those were all movies that I was in, or I tried to get in. I'm definitely in Stranger Things. You Could See Me for a Second, which is a great movie. Have you ever seen that movie?
No.
Stranger Than Fiction, Will Ferrell. It's about a guy starts hearing a narrator narrate his life like a book. You'd love it, Brenda, as a reader. It's pretty cool.
I started it, but I watched it when I was tired and I fell asleep.
There you go. That is the curse of certain movies that are good. You're like, I know this is probably good, but then you fall asleep and it's kind of like you can't ever enjoy it the rest of your life.
Nope.
Yeah. I've done that plenty of times.
Hey, Ryan, if
yes.
you care to do so at some point, you can check out there's this show on Netflix called Easy.
What's it called?
Easy.
Okay.
And I don't know if they're still going or what, but I think it was 2 years ago they were still filming stuff, and they're like season 3 or something. But I think it's like one of the first like 3 episodes of that season. They actually did a whole thing with our work, like at the trolley company that we work for.
Oh yeah.
Meeting and everything.
Yeah.
And I ended up being an extra that day along with a couple other coworkers, and one of my coworkers was actually featured in that show. Like it was following him around his life as a comedian and as a trolley driver and whatnot. So
what's his name?
His name is Odinaka, or we just call him Odie though.
That's so funny because I'm pretty sure I have a comedian friend named Brian Christopher who was a bartender on the show Easy. If it's the same show, is it about just like bars and living in Chicago and that like nightlife kind of a thing?
Kind of, and like hookups and stuff. The episode that Mo was in is called Side Hustle.
Love it.
And funnily enough, he's actually still getting residuals off of that.
That's amazing. Oh, and you didn't have lines, and you're still getting some love from it. Oh, you did?
I think I got like one line.
That's
that
awesome.
Made onto the screen, but like we are asking questions left and right, like playing tourists.
Yeah.
So we're just BSing, and just talking, and they used one line of the whole thing. It's like, okay, since we kind of had you guys film all this stuff, fill out this paperwork. I started getting invitations for like SAG-AFTRA. I'm like, oh my God, I've actually made it now.
That's awesome. It's all about those residuals. If you get one line, I remember I opened for a comedian like, I don't know, 12 years ago who, his name was Jay Deep, I think. And he was in like Barbershop 1 and he had like one line. He like comes in to get a haircut or something. And I remember him telling me, he's like, I got $15,000 to be in the movie. And then like every time the movie got sold to DVD or to TBS to air, or like all the different things that happen to a movie, he would get like half of what he originally got paid. So like he got like 15,000, then 7,500, then like 3,300, then like 2,000, and it kept going down. But he made money on that one little line for like 10 years, you know?
That is sweet.
Yeah, it's pretty cool. And when you think about that, you're like, one line in a movie that people may or may not remember, or it might get cut out, but they still have to pay you for it, all that stuff. And it's like, then you think of like an actor being in one thing where they say a million lines, and then the you know, like something like The Simpsons, how many times The Simpsons airs, and if you're getting half of like what you got paid for one episode, it's insane. It's crazy, and that's why people do it. Here we go. This is number 6. What Frank Sinatra song starts off with the line, "Now this could only happen to a guy like me"?
B.
Brenda.
My Kind of Town.
My Kind of Town. She's got 4 points to Mo's 2. That is the Frank Sinatra song. You guys Frank Sinatra fans?
Like that song and a couple others.
Yeah, I'm with
Got
you.
a very nice voice.
I like Love and Marriage from Married with Children. That's fun. Which I didn't realize that was Frank Sinatra until like last year. I was playing it. I was like, oh yeah, how did I not realize this is his voice? You know what I mean?
That whole era is pretty cool for music. Just like that whole like big band crooner swinging thing kind of thing going on. That was
Yeah.
It was a fun time. Yeah.
It sure was. It sure was. Here's number 7. How many miles is driving Chicago to LA? If you literally type that into Google Maps, the closest without going over will get the point. So you can each guess.
Okay.
So driving, if you just put Chicago to LA, no specific place, just Chicago to Los Angeles in Google Maps, what is the mileage that comes up? We'll have Mo go first.
2,448.
2,448, and Brenda.
I'm going to go with
1 mile.
2,178.
2,178?
Yeah.
Okay. So 2,448, 2,178. It was 2014 when I did it just a few minutes ago. So Brenda has won because you guys both went over, but she was a little closer. So, yes.
I mean, I feel like our guesses were pretty spot on.
Yes.
One of the first things that me and Brett, or actually 2 years into our relationship, we did this. We took a road trip
Yeah.
out to Arizona. And a good portion of that way, we actually traveled along Route 66.
Oh, nice.
So we have a picture at the midpoint where there's a midpoint cafe. I think it's like in Amarillo,
I think so.
Like that.
Oh,
There's
nice.
a midpoint. So you see a big sign that says LA 1,000 X amount of miles this way, Chicago 1,000 X amount of miles, like the same thing going that way. So you're right.
Oh, that's awesome. So it, you know, based on this, that would be like 1,007 miles this way and 1,007 miles that way. That's cool. That's cool that you guys were so close with guessing because of that trip.
And I honestly thought it was like 1079.
Yeah.
That's why I was just like,
Oh, interesting.
multiply it, you know?
Yeah. I'm sure, you know, whatever I looked up, I didn't look into it too much. So I'm sure yours might be even a little bit more accurate than mine. But nice job. We're on question number 8. We got 3 left. Mo, if you get all 3 of these, you will be tied. Here we go. Number 8. Everyone knows the Windy City, but Chicago is also known as the city of Big Blank. Let's say Mo.
Shoulders.
Big shoulders. Yes. Do you know what that refers to?
Sorry?
Do you know what that refers to?
Actually, I don't think I do.
From what I found, it says Chicago was called Hog Butcher for the World because of its huge meat processing industry, like that book, The Jungle, examined in the early 1900s, which is a great book. That's it. Brenda, you ever read that one?
I have not.
Ooh, The Jungle. It's real good. Check that out. The Jungle. I had to read it in college. So they called it the city of big shoulders or broad shoulders because of its importance to the nation in terms of just the meat packing. Yeah, I guess like like they're standing like with their shoulders out, like we do all this work with meat, I guess. I don't know. Or unless they are literally talking about like cutting the shoulders, like shoulders of meat from different animals. I'm not really sure. It wasn't super clear. But that was number 8.
You don't even know that because we actually work in the stockyards. Like our office is located right in the heart of the stockyards, or what was the Chicago stockyards.
Yeah, there you go. There, now you can make a little poster, hang it up, and you can claim that as your own. You say you looked it up. All right, here's number 9. We got 2 left, and Mo could tie his wife. Number 9. What game sequel pre-Grand Theft Auto let players get out of their car to explore and started off its storyline at a bar in Chicago?
Being,
Mo.
oh, Jesus. And it's on the tip of my tongue. I know because I played it. I was excited about this. And it's, oh, my God.
Any guesses?
Oh, dude.
They're thinking it over. Pre-Grand Theft Auto, got to get out of your car to explore. It was the first game, I think, of its kind to do that.
Wait, oh, shit. No. Pre-Grand Theft, no. I'm going to go on a guess and just say Driver, but I'm pretty sure it's not correct.
It is correct. Driver 2. That's what I was looking for.
Dang it.
Nice job. 4-5. He could actually tie. I didn't think he was going to pull it off. This is great. Driver 2. I remember my brother Scott renting that game over and over again, and always having late fees on it. And I just actually a couple hours ago sold my PlayStation 4 to a guy on Facebook Marketplace because I only really play the Switch now because I don't have that much time, and if I do, I want something more casual. And the PlayStation 4 was just sitting there, so I sold it to this guy for $220. I feel pretty good about it.
Nice. That's a pretty solid deal for a PS4.
Yeah, at a PS4, like now, I don't think I think I got it with like a TV package. Then I gave the TV to my father-in-law, and I think the whole package was like $450. So I don't feel like I lost too much money for having it for almost 3 years. So
That's like a Black Friday deal.
yeah, there you go. Exactly. All right, it's 4-5. Will this end in a Brenda win or a tie between lovers? Number 10. What Chicago hot dog ingredient is also found in a Bloody Mary or Caesar cocktail?
Being,
Mo.
I'm going to go ahead and say the sport peppers.
That would be incorrect.
Oh, damn.
Brenda,
Okay,
do you
so
have a guess?
In a Bloody Mary.
What Chicago hot dog ingredient is also found in a Bloody Mary or a Caesar cocktail, which are very similar?
Pickle spear.
It is not a pickle spear. It was celery salt. Celery salt.
That was my first guess, too. I'm like,
Celery salt. Yeah, that's what I was looking for. So Brenda is the winner by 1 point. Nice job, Brenda. She I wouldn't say dominated, but it was a pretty close battle the whole time. Nice job, guys. You did very well.
Thank you.
I mean, there's 10 questions. You only between the two of you only missed that last one. So good job. Very cool. Anything you guys want to plug before we take off?
Brenda, what do you want to plug?
Yeah, I don't do much.
Okay, sure, go ahead and follow me on Twitter and what's the other thing? Instagram and Snapchat.
Like, what do these crazy kids do nowadays?
Any of those, and maybe I'll start putting up audio trivia.
Yeah. There you go. What's your handle on there?
Mora Carto.
Oh, that's right. Mora
yeah.
Carto. Moricarto. Very cool.
Exactly.
And any last questions? I think you said you had a couple Chicago questions for me. Anything off the top of your head?
Oh, yeah, we gotta go ahead.
We got a couple of them. We were trying to think of some that we can ask you and see if you can.
Nice.
them.
Let's do like 3 of those. I'll say I'm going to say I can guarantee I can answer 1 out of 3. How about that?
Okay.
Okay.
This one?
Oh, yeah, that's a good one.
Okay, simple. I think it's a simple one.
Okay.
What is the longest continuously running street in the city of Chicago?
Ooh. Longest continuously running street in Chicago. That's a tough question. I actually have no idea. I have a lot of guesses.
Go ahead, knock it out.
Take 3 guesses.
Okay, my first guess is Cicero.
No.
Not even close, huh? Okay.
Little more east.
Okay, a little more east. Lakeshore Drive?
Okay, no. Not all the way east.
I think the answer might be really close to right between them, depending on where you're at in the city.
Exactly.
Pulaski.
Ooh, a little closer.
But no, yeah.
All right. What was it?
Western.
Ah, yes, that would make sense. Okay. I could have, if I had 10 guesses, definitely would have got it. All right. I'm 0 for 3. Let's see if I can get the second one. That's a good question.
All right. This is a good one. Brenda actually found this one. Chicago boasts the only public sculpture by this 20th century artist.
I do not know sculptures. The only sculpture by this 20th century artist.
The only public sculpture by this 20th century artist.
20th century artist. I'm going to say Devin Sawa from Casper.
I got a really good guess, or a good hint for him. But I'm going to say, one might say he's on a mission from God.
Jim Belushi? John Belushi?
No, but
I mean, I figured that it would clue you into the movie, which would clue you into the sculpture, but
yeah. I got no. I'm drawing a blank on this one. What do you got?
okay, as a kid, you would slide down it.
My parents never took me into the city. They were scared of it, so I don't even know what you're talking about.
Pablo Picasso.
Okay, what does Pablo Picasso have to do with Blues Brothers?
It's in front of the Bailey Center when they
Gotcha.
They make a reference to Picasso.
Gotcha. Okay. That's a movie I have not close watched. Like I've only seen it like in passing and on TV, like on cable and stuff. But that is a great question. And I feel very, very salty, even celery salty for not getting that right. All right. What's the third one? I got to nail this one.
Ooh. I'm trying to think of a good one. Because these are kind of hard. Maybe this one? Yeah.
That is a really good one, yeah.
Go for it.
So, appropriately, what building now resides at the site of the where the Great Chicago Fire started?
Ooh, I definitely have read this somewhere. What building is where the Great Chicago Fire started?
Yep.
Is it a skyscraper or like a smaller thing?
I'm not going to give you too much of the hints, but I began the question with appropriately.
Okay.
What building would be at the site of the Great Chicago Fire?
Okay. So something hot or fiery. Is it a Chipotle? No, I'm just kidding. Let's see. Something appropriately where the Chicago Fire started. No idea. The Hancock Building.
Oh, Randall, you're so way off.
What is it?
It almost, that aches.
But no, it would be the Fire Academy.
The Fire Academy. The Chicago Fire Academy is where the fire started.
Yeah.
Well, that's what's there now. It was originally a barn, but at that site they put the Chicago Fire Academy there, which is super appropriate, seeing as the fire started there, and now we train our firefighters there. That
is the perfect little piece of Chicago trivia to end this episode. Nice job, Mo and Brenda, stumping me times 3 to start your own trivia podcast. I guess you guys have to do it now.
I don't know. We don't want to start taking away from you. I think
it's all you. We'd rather just listen to you.
Yeah.
Oh, thanks so much, guys. That means the world. Thanks for listening, and thanks for being part of this episode, you two. And thanks so much for your patronage and support over the years. I appreciate it.
And it'll continue. We've enjoyed listening to you.
Cool. Thank you. And check out the book I sent you. Did you get your book yet?
I have not, so
cool.
I'm still checking it every day, wondering when it's going to arrive. But I'll let you know.
I'm gonna give you guys a little heads up. So the first book I got was this like a Pulp Fiction kind of crime story, which I like to read, and it had a cool cover. And I'm like, this will be a good one. So I bought the books, and I happened to read the first chapter before I sent it, and it had one of the most explicit sex scenes I've ever read in anything. So I was like, I cannot send this to people that I don't know super well. So I returned the book and I got a new book. And the new book sounds more interesting than the other book. But what was happening on this page was so risque. I was like, I cannot be the guy who sent this book to people. It was like 50 Shades of Grey, but like very like dark. And I was like, oh my God. Like I showed it to my wife. I go, I can't send this to people, right? She goes, no, you need to return those immediately. So I'll tell you, I'll send you the name of that book if you want to check it out, if you're into that kind of thing.
Or if you want to just send us like screens of the first couple of pages. Yeah. We'll see how it goes. But this new one should be good, so I can't wait to crack it open and get a little discussion going over on the Discord app chat. You guys are very active on there, so thanks for always typing stuff in and getting people chatting.
Awesome.
Yeah. All right, cool. Thanks, guys. This episode will go up tomorrow, and I'm looking forward to having you on again very soon.
Sweet.
Excellent. Thank you.
All right. Take it easy, guys.
You too.
Boom. There it was. 10 questions from me and 3 bonus ones from Mo and Brenda that completely stumped me. How did you do on those questions? Did you know those last 3? If you did, I think you're a real smarty pants because I had no idea from my guesses. You could tell that even though I'm from Chicago, I'm very Chicago suburban when it comes to knowing anything about the city proper. But hey, maybe you are from the suburbs or the city as well, and you got a kick out of this episode. If you did, leave an iTunes review. That would be very cool of you to help us get up in those charts. Leave a nice 5-star ski review for us and let us know what you like about the show, what you like about listening to it every single day. And if you are brand new to the show, hit subscribe on your phone so you get those new episodes every single day. Lots of fun stuff coming up just around the corner, including these topics from Patreon subscribers who, for $5 or more, get to pick a topic I do every single month. My friend Sarah McKevitz wants to do The Wizard of Oz. Mo wants to do Teen Titans Go for his daughter Annabelle, Dead Wrestlers and Little Shop of Horrors, the 1986 movie or musical. Luke McKay wants to do George Costanza, Scott Pilgrim, and Scrubs. And my friend Jess Whitener wants to do March Celebrity Birthdays and Powerpuff Girls. So many cool things coming up in the month of March and finishing up some topics from the end of February. So get ready for that. And again, if you want to shape this show towards topics you dig, donate $5 or more on patreon.com/trivia with Buds. For all your trivia needs, go to triviawithbuds.com, click around and let me know what you need, and I'd be happy to help you out. And lastly, if you're brand new to the world of trivia, maybe you're looking to start your own trivia night, or you just need some insight on what equipment to buy to do a podcast or anything like that, feel free to drop me a line anytime, ryanbuds@gmail.com. Happy to help you out, free of charge, not looking for anything except for you to succeed in whatever you're doing that's pop culture-y and fun. Thanks for listening. Thanks for telling a friend. And we'll see you tomorrow for more Trivia with Buds. Cheers.